Welcome back here on your Tuesday morning. Obviously, those flood concerns continue. We'll get to that here in just a second. But your outlook for today, if you're going to be outdoors, warm and muggy, but pretty typical, upper 80s. Very seasonable for this time of year. More importantly, we should stay dry today. And we're going to settle into a drier stretch of weather after what we had last night. It is certainly needed. A high pressure ridge building in to the Intermountain West. This is by Friday afternoon. Really going to allow that heat to build back in. High temps well into the 90s. Might even be upper 90s in the western part of the state. Very typical for summer as that warmth is going to return very quickly. Here's the rain that's left. It's moving out pretty quickly. We are drying out very quickly here in central Nebraska. The rain coming to an end, but off to the east, still a line of showers moving through the far eastern side of the state. But it's the rain that fell is the concern. You know, radar estimates of 7 to 9 inches, and that's lining up pretty well with the reports that we are getting in, is that there are a couple of narrow bands of rainfall that was in that 7 to 9 inch range. Absurd amounts of rain. And we do have this flash flood warning, including the city of Kearney, that runs till 9:30. Reports of some water rescues that are still ongoing in Kearney right now. And this was just recently added to the mix, this new flash flood warning. But notice that the flood warnings are very expansive, and those will run all the way through at least Friday morning. You cannot be too careful out there with these flood waters. They're still there. Make sure you are being extra careful as you're headed out on that commute in south central Nebraska this morning. 67 in Hebron, 66 Kearney and Phillipsburg. The temps are comfortable, but by this afternoon, you know, it's going to be warm, it's going to be humid, it's going to be very typical for this time of year. And then as we get into tonight, there's a weak boundary sliding in. Now, there will be the chance of some very scattered thunderstorms during the overnight hours. Nothing like what we saw last night. I want to make that very clear. Then we get into your Wednesday. It's a little breezy, north winds at 15 to 20, but it's also going to be much more comfortable. Highs in the low 80s, and we'll lose that humidity for at least one day. Today we'll top out at 87. That's pretty much average here in the Tri-Cities. Our storm chance is tonight. It's very scattered in nature. 64 the low. Tomorrow looks really good. 82, much more comfortable. Yeah, a little breezy, but again, the heat will return quickly. So maybe take the advantage and make the most of your Wednesday. Highs today will primarily be upper 80s to around 90 degrees. And if you take out that cool down tomorrow, we heat right back up. Low 90s Friday, essentially through the weekend into early next week. We will see some rain chances, mainly overnight, looking a little scattered at this point. But, boy, just cannot stress enough that the waters are still there, and you need to use extreme caution here in central Nebraska. And, you know, radar estimates can sometimes be a little high. They're coming in pretty accurate out there. 6 to 9 inches of rain last night here in central Nebraska. It's going to be a big problem.
So quickly, too.
Very quickly, yes.